In this video, we're going to talk about palettes in my collection that I still haven't used. In my defense, a lot of them came from BoxyCharm, but also in my not defense, some of them I love the color stories, but for one reason or another, I just still haven't gotten the time to use them. If that sounds like fun to you, then stick around. This is your first time here. Hi, my name is Heather Eaglen. I love all things makeup, especially eyeshadow and indie brands. And if you like those things too, then I highly recommend you subscribe and click the little bell for notifications of all my future uploads. And let's get started. First, I'm going to start with these palettes because they're awkward. These are the Glamlite Hershey Kiss palettes. I love Glamlite. And for a long time, they were my favorite brand. They're still one of my favorites, definitely in my top 5. And when these came out, I wasn't able to purchase them. So, I looked at them and it made me sad that I wanted them and I couldn't get them. But then one day, I seen them at TJmaxx and I bought them. And although they're beautiful, I hate how slick they are and hard they are to store. They are beautiful palettes, but I will say I still haven't used them. And besides that, after I bought them, I started seeing them in everyone's declutter and everyone talking about how this isn't the usual Glamlite formula and how they weren't that good, especially right now with the new chocolate Hershey's collections coming out with Glamlite. And everyone's saying that those ones are really good, but these ones weren't. I'm like, well, that would have been nice to know before I bought 3 of them. Next is a Natasha Denona palette. It's one of the minis, and I got this in a BoxyCharm. It's beautiful. I don't go for neutrals very often, but so when I do have my favorites, and because of that, I haven't reached into it. This one I got from my aunt, and I love the color story. She told me she got this from her Ipsy bag, and it is so beautiful. You can see it looks like it's been used. I'm pretty sure she used it, which I don't blame her. I love the blue and the yellow, but I hate that the 2 mattes are neutrals. I mean, I could still make a really cute look out of this, and I want to, and I'm so excited that I have it, but I just haven't reached for it yet. The next 3 palettes are from the same brand, and I got all of these in October. I talked about this in my last video. I bought them when we were in the middle of moving into this house, and it took us like a month or longer to move. And I went crazy. I think I was stress shopping because I bought like 28 palettes in October, and a bunch of them I haven't used yet, but I do think they're beautiful and I do want to use them, and they just so happen to be fall themed, so they were in my last video, and I'm excited to use them. This one's Christmas. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas Colourpop palette, and I do really love Colourpop's formula. This is a really pretty color story. I'm really drawn to the bottom row and these 2 shimmers, but I'm excited to use this year. And I don't know why I haven't yet, but it's a really beautiful palette. And even though I haven't used it, I am glad that I own it. Okay, this is the Hocus Pocus 2 collection, the Colourpop collection palette. And this one is beautiful. I really love this color story, especially these 2 rows and that green. Y'all know I love colorful eyeshadow, but this is a really pretty palette, and I'm excited to get into this soon. If there's any palettes in this video that you would like to see me do looks with, just let me know. You could either put the name of the palette or the timestamp down in the comments section, and I will be happy to make something with them. This is the Hocus Pocus 1. I got this at the same time as I got 2. It was on sale for like $4, which is crazy. But this is also a really beautiful color story, and these would go so good together, obviously. But yes, they would go so good together. There are some real close, like this purple and green. The green looks very similar to that, but that purple is different. But yes, I'm so excited to make looks with both of these. And as I said, I do love Colourpop's formula. This is another Colourpop palette. This is the Mandalorian. My girlfriend got me this because I have a few of the other Star Wars palettes from Colourpop, and she wanted me to have all of them. And she bought me this, and the only shade, I'm glad that I have it because it is part of like the collection, but the only shade I like in this palette are these two, and maybe that brown. Grays do not look good on me. I wish I could love them like everyone else, and I see them on so many people and they look beautiful, but for some reason, it must be my skin tone, they make me look dead, and that's not the vibe, at least not right now. Maybe in Halloween, you know? This is a Juvias Place palette. I don't know how to say the name of that, but it is an all blue palette. And I know there's going to come a time that I use this because blues are my favorite eyeshadow colors, which is why I bought this palette. Juvia's Place was having a sale and I picked up this one and the next one. I highly recommend their eyeshadows and a few other products from their brand. They are one of my faves. This is the part 2 to this one. And I got this at the same time. And I really, really freaking love that color story. The grunginess of those, it's stunning. I really can't wait to use this palette. I need to set it out because I'm a very out of sight, out of mind kind of person. And if it's not in my face, I will forget about it. So I can't wait to use this one. A lot of people are going to gasp because this is so many people's favorite palette, but I tried like to use it once and I don't know. I like the shimmers, but I really don't like Huda's matte formula. It's just not pigmented enough for me. This formula is made for people who like a wash of color, like light, simple looks, like really easy on the go makeup. And I know that's what a lot of people in the world love, but I just really love the pigment, and this wasn't given it. I got this in a boxy charm too. So, I mean, it's not like I went out and bought it and then decided I didn't like the color story. It really wasn't my pick, you know? But I know a lot of people love Huda Beauty. But when it comes to her eyeshadows, I'm not into it. But I do love her concealer. That's one of my favorite concealers. This is the Natasha Denona Zendo palette. This also came in a boxy charm. This would be a good fall palette too. That could have went in my last video. This is a pretty palette and I probably will get around to using it, but it's not one that's in my collection. I'm like, oh my God, I want to use that palette. Yeah, that doesn't happen. It's pretty and I like Natasha Denona's eyeshadow formula. The quality of these, it's very luxe. There's a great mirror in here. I still got the protective film over it. This is another one of those palettes that I got in October. I love Beetlejuice. It's like a nostalgic thing for me. And my girlfriend bought me this because she knows that. And while it is very cute, I'm not inspired by it. That's the word that I've been looking for. It doesn't inspire me, but I'm a collector. Love eyeshadows and I have a huge collection. Anyways, this is the One Size by Patrick Starr. I got fingerprints on it. I looked at it. This came in a boxy charm as well. And I'm really interested in trying other products from his brand. But this eyeshadow palette, it's not my vibe. It's very cool toned, very neutral with a pop of blue, which has been done 1,000,002 times. So it's just not one that inspires me. I keep a lot of these around because, you know, everyone's taste and the trends change so much. So, I mean, you never know. One day I might love it. But for now, it's just not my type of color story. Beautiful packaging, though. I could see how this would drive some people nuts, though, how it's not even. This is a brand new one to me. It just came in my boxy charm. This is the Violet Voss Sakura. I'm guessing how you say Sakura Blossom. And this is a beautiful palette. I just haven't had the opportunity to use this yet, but I'm definitely going to. These are so shimmery, so pretty. sometimes you get gems from BoxyCharm. And sometimes, no. I got so much makeup under my fingernails from swatching. This is the 4th video I filmed today, so overlook that. Yeah, but this is a beautiful palette, a pretty color story. There's a lot of repeat shades or shades in here that look similar to the others. And I mean, I probably wouldn't have purchased it because of that, but I do like Violet Voss, and I'm excited now that I have it, and I'm definitely going to get some use out of it. This is Bella Beaute Bar and M. Jones 5018. She's an Instagram account. I follow her, and I really enjoy her content. Bella Beaute Bar is a very up and coming brand right now. And I've heard that since she came out with this, her eyeshadow formula has improved greatly. And she just came out with a new palette. If I can remember to, I'll put it up on the screen here. And I definitely want to get my hands on it because it's absolutely beautiful. And I'm excited to try her new formulas. But this palette, I'll show it to you. It's a mess. This has a row of mattes, a row of shimmers, and then these, that's a shimmer, but these ones right here are all liquid liners. They're water activated, so that's why it's so messy. I try to wipe it off when I'm done. I've used the liners, but I have not used a single shade in this palette, and that's kind of sad because these are pretty. But I got this when I got all them other palettes I was telling you about. So I didn't reach for it, and now it's been here and I still haven't reached for it. So it's one of those things, like, now that I have a YouTube channel, it's hard to make videos on older palettes, but I'm still a very small channel, like baby small. So, I mean, right now I could get away with it, but I also think right now it's important for me to use things that are relevant as of now so that I can get more subscribers and stuff. So that's one of the reasons I haven't reached for any of these. And usually when I do my makeup, I'm filming it almost every time, and that's really pretty. But it makes it harder to use palettes like these in my collection that I haven't touched yet. The Pat McGrath Artistry palette. When this first came out, I think it released in 2021. I went nuts. This was like a holiday palette. This is so freaking pretty. Pat McGrath usually does like a pink and mauve and brown color story. She has like 30 variations of that same color story, and it's literally driving everyone mad. So when I seen this palette come out, I was like, yay, finally a palette for me. Naturally, her palettes are very expensive. I'm talking like $130 for a 10-pan palette, and that's just not in my tax bracket. It never has been, it never will be. So I knew that I couldn't afford this, especially at that time. So I just let it go. And then a couple of months ago, I was in TJmaxx and I saw this there, and I got so excited and I bought it. It was for like $19, which is insane. I had to buy it. And since then, literally the next day, I seen Theresa is dead. If you don't watch her, please do. I'll link her below. She's hilarious. I love her so much. But I seen a video of hers where she was decluttering this and talking about how terrible it is. And since then, I've seen like 5 or 6 more videos talking about how terrible it is. And like, this is my first Pat McGrath product, and it's been built up so much in my head that I think I'm scared to use it because I'm afraid if I use this before I try any of her products with her typical formula, that I'm going to hate the whole brand and never buy from it again, which may be better for money, but I don't know. I think I got psyched out. And who wants to do their makeup? Like, usually I'll do my eyeshadow last. I have been lately. So, like, who wants to do all of their base and then have to wipe it off because their eyeshadow sucks? Like, I'm not trying to do all that. I don't have time for that. Yeah, so needless to say, I still haven't used it. The packaging is pretty. The mirror is very nice. I mean, it's got a lot of weight to it. It's a nice palette, but it is what it is. So if there's anything that you see here that you would like to see me use, or if you have any thoughts on any of these palettes, if there's anything you think that I should try in a video or just try because it's so good, then please let me know and I'll move them to the top of the list. But if this is your first time here, I just want to say thank you for watching. And please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And turn on your notifications for notification of all my future uploads. It's the little bell beside the subscription button. And I hope I see you guys next time. But thanks for sticking around. Bye.